Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Mark from the States. How we doing today? I'm doing fantastic. Hope you are as well. Today, new episode of What's in the News. Today we're looking at the sun. The sun. Now, I always thought the sun was like tabloid. I think someone had told me that before. I find I'm just enjoying my tour through all the different news websites. Obviously, I don't have the papers, you know, if they even have a newspaper that goes out anymore, who knows? But websites, seeing all the different, we've done, let's see, who have we done so far? We've looked at the BBC. Of course, we just did GB News. We did the Telegraph, I believe, at Guardian, I believe. And yeah, a lot of similarities, like you would imagine, on layout. I like to look to see how they lay it out, how easy it is to read, how bombastic the headlines are, or the photos that they show. It's just interesting. You go through the ones we have here, like Fox and CNN and MSNBC and the others. It's very similar. It's all about clicks. It's all about advertising. It's how they make their money. So to get the advertising, you got to get the clicks, the people to look at it. So you got to make it as sensational as possible. I get all that. So it's unfortunate that it's hard to, if you're looking at these, most of the time it's the lesser known, obscure news sites that are just straight news, that are probably just the news and not some sort of slanted opinion that goes with it, narrative that they're trying to spin. You find that a lot. But regardless of whether this is left, right, center, I don't know. I don't care. I am just looking at it for how it looks, the style of it. Just to, I've enjoyed, like I said, I've enjoyed seeing all the different news websites that you all have, and of course, if there are some news topics that jump out, we can talk about those and take a look. But someone, a good friend of the channel, did send me this, and that's why we're actually really doing it today. We have D-Day coming up, of course, and I'm going to start doing some more D-Day content here probably next week, leading up to that wonderful, just to be able to tribute these men and women 80 years ago. They sent me this in I guess it's breaking news. So a Spitfire had crashed when they were doing a battle for Britain, Battle of Britain display or some event. I don't know if they were practicing. We should find out. Let me jump out here. We are here with the sun. Need my glasses. You'll have to let me know where the sun lands on the political spectrum and whether it's trash or it's legit or whatever. Again, I'm not, that's not why I'm looking at it, is because I believe it to be one thing or the other. I'm just looking at it to just get an idea of all the different styles and stuff that you have. So we're jumping right in here. So right now, and you can see British Airways has a big ad. Basically, they've paid for the whole screen, and then the news comes down the middle. All right, that's cool. Heartbreak bombshell. Eamon, Holmes, and Ruth Langsford have split. Oh, that's, hate to see that. This guy looks familiar. I think what I know him best from, I believe he like hosts a show, like a talk show or something, right? Or a morning show, maybe. Do not know her, but I remember seeing him. I watched Michael McIntyre. That dude's hilarious, by the way. He on his show, Big Show something. I haven't seen it in a while, but he would have this, and I totally binge watched all the ones that I could see. But he has this like thing in his show, or he did, where he takes their phone and he like texts all the friends some wacky, funny, hilarious, embarrassing text to all his friends, and then they wait for the responses. And he was the guy that they were doing that. He was. They sit up in a box while Michael McIntyre's down on stage doing it. It's pretty darn funny, I have to say. And he's got some other deals that he where he goes and sneaks into these people's homes, these celebrities' homes, and wakes them up in the middle of the night. Just brilliant stuff. I love it. His show, that show is pretty funny. But anyway, so that's where where I believe I know this guy from. I'm not sure what his day job is though, but I believe it's in TV, and I believe it's some sort of talk show is what I'm guessing. But I am so sorry to hear that they're not going to be together anymore. But here is really why we jumped into this. Plane down, horror as Spitfire plane crashes in field during Battle of Britain event. So let's open this up here. I don't know if you guys have heard of this. I'm sure by the time you see this video, you would have. RAF Coningsby, okay? That's where they have these aircraft, right? In Lincolnshire. God, this is just fairly recent. Just happened. Oh, is that a photo right there? Oh my gosh. Let's jump out and see what kind of photos they have. Oh, it's the ones that we're going to see already. Such a beautiful aircraft, though. My goodness. That's the ones that we're looking at here. Oh, that's so bad. Is the pilot okay? Do they have like a way to get out? Went down the vicinity of Coningsby as part of the battle event. The legendary British fighter was owned by the RAF, who said in a statement they were working with the emergency services for a rescue helicopter. It's understood to have landed at the airfield after flying in from Humberside. This is awful. Emergency vehicles. What happened to the pilot? Do we know? It's believed a single occupant. Nobody else is thought to be. Oh, that's good. That is very good. Road closures. Of course, they got to keep. They have all this other stuff. It's like this is one of the things I notice, and I'll talk about it after we finish this. So, motorist has to avoid as soon as possible with the updates. Okay. Flight were due to display at a World War II day at, oh man, as soon as just 9 miles from Coningsby, where they're, okay, are based and have close links with the RAF as part of the Link Tanks and Military Machines event. A submarine, Spitfire and Hawker Hurricane, also an incredible aircraft, were due to fly over it. Pilot was last August. Yeah, it is not those. They're majestic airplanes. They are, but they're dangerous. They're dangerous. They're old. They're hard to fly. They're dangerous. They were dangerous when they were brand new. They're dangerous still today. Anytime you get up in the air, no matter what aircraft you're in, it could be one that just came off the line. It's dangerous. It's another Spitfire flipped and nosedive. Dang it. Spitfire enthusiast Trevor Bailey had warned flying the plane was a great fun, but can be a challenge. Before the horror. Oh, God. It tells you what the Spitfire is. It's an awesome. You see that guy? It's Leo and his. I don't know if you can see that. That's Leo and his scratching post slash seat slash. I don't know. Um, Probably should have went full screen so you could see it. You're a big dum dum, aren't you? Big dum dum. Um, Whopping 20,000 Spitfires were built, and is that it? So this is one of the things. This is awful. And if you know about the well-being of the pilot, the fact that they haven't mentioned it right away, that he's okay, really gives me bad vibes. And I'm praying for him and his family and everyone involved. I've been to an air show, waiting in line to get onto the naval base where they're having the air show. It was here locally, an F4 Phantom, which was doing some sort of demonstration, crashed. The pilot was killed, and he even ejected, and he still was killed. He did it too late, I guess. So they canceled the air show. We didn't even get in, and which was, understandable. I mean, you can't just continue on. This is so. I'm assuming that this event will be postponed at the least. But gosh dang, it's awful. It's just terrible. But when you're reading these stories, they throw in all these recommended for you, most read in this, this sort of thing, which I wouldn't mind so much at the end, but when I'm trying to, especially here, when I'm trying to find out any information on if the pilot is okay, they throw in this stuff. It's heartbreak. And what kills me is that this is the thing they say, heartbreak. Now, granted, this was probably already produced, this article and this story, so it's already been put at the top of their thing, and then this breaking news they throw in here, but it's just. So did they? Now I'm jumping back to these people here. Did they work together? They're just. Looks like they work together, I guess. Interesting. That's crazy. Let's see here. So unfair. You can't go a day without seeing these two, huh? Meghan and Harry are awful. This is from somebody here. I've worked with the Royals for years, and they're not racist. Are they still claiming that? Is that still a thing? Whatever. Just clout chasers is the feeling I get. Let me tell you. Yeah, they have like celebrity friends and whatnot that they do things with or whatever. But I think as a whole, they're not well liked here in the States. I could be wrong because, well, one, I don't follow them or pay attention to anything they do. So honestly, I couldn't. Just from the reactions of when they are in the news, it seems like they're not well thought of. I don't know. Maybe they are. Probably with the elite. I imagine they hobnob with living up in Montecito. Oprah lives up there. Ellen DeGeneres lives up there. A bunch of other celebrities live up there. I'm sure they yap with them, and it's probably all fake anyway. Here's some sports update for the football match. I have not been paying attention to any of that. Justice at last. My husband confronted this is a prime example of the headlines that I'm talking about. I'm not going to say that word, but just this, it's like boom. It really has that tabloidy feel involved here. So that's awful. Let's see here. This is Kitty Pryce's pink Range Rover slapped with parking ticket. And she's a celebrity. Okay. I don't know who she is, but interesting. And then they have these stories over here as well, and I've been missing them. So, knife horror. Ugh. Boy, 17 arrested for ending a woman's life. Ah. How frequent is these sort of attacks? It's scary. I know they get more publicity because, again, these sites are trying to garner clicks and view and eyeballs, right? So they'll really ramp up the coverage of said things. But how frequent are knife attacks? I mean, obviously, it's not like, the gun issue we have. Obviously, I'm not trying to say it is at all. I'm just curious on a local level for you. How frequent is it, or does it rarely happen? Just kind of skipping over some of these celebrity stuff. I don't really care. Russian missiles hit, shop packed with. Yep. Is this the same person? Okay. Don't care. Yeah, that's been kind of in the news here too with P. Diddy. That video of him and that woman. Oh, it's awful. Just awful. He's in a lot of trouble. A brawl. Well, that's a shocking headline. I can't believe it. A brawl between football supporters. This is not unique to your part of the world. It happens all over the world. Fans, especially when you lay on the booze real quick, before the matches and during the matches and whatnot. Yeah, stuff like that's going to happen for sure. Missing these side stories as well. Yeah, so I gotta say, the Sun, it's hard for someone just new to it to just come and see, and you get a lot of this stuff that I personally don't really care about. It's okay. See, you have an election coming up, and ironically, or not ironically, I don't know, that it's on 4th of July, which, as you know, is a day I'll be celebrating, not because of your election, but I should probably be out on a boat on a lake, I believe, at that when you guys are going to the polls, I imagine, doing your voting. But I'll be thinking of you. But I find we're just going to, there's no like set day. Again, foreign. The whole process is foreign to me on how they just set a day. But I get it, though, how then you're allotted so much time to since it's basically like saying the government's halting and you need to finish passing all the bills that have come forward or laws that have come forward or whatever, right? I'm going to be corrected because I know I'm probably wrong, but just based on what I understand. And you have just that little bit of time to settle all that, which I find to be really kind of refreshing to hear. It's like, yeah, we have to get this done. We have to either pass it or don't pass it or whatever. We got to take care of it. We can't just let it sit there because we have to end this session, right, or something like that, and get everything kind of taken care of before you have the election, which I find to be pretty cool. but the ins and outs, I'm still real foreign to it. Like I wouldn't know in relation to what Labor Party is, how that would kind of correspond to what my thinking of, you know, Democrat, libertarian, conservative, moderate, that sort of thing, that I'm used to. So where does Labor, where does Tory, where does, and there's another one too, yeah? There's, do you have three? Or is there more political parties? Um, so it's interesting. It is. Our politics here are so messed up, but and I know a lot of you have your issues with your own politics and politicians as well. So we share a lot of similarity in that regard. Stronger economy in some sense on the NHS. What Sun cabinet? I assume this is the people who work at the Sun want from the elections. So now once they have what is that called? Is it the another friend of the channel had sent over a video of the ceremony, and I was watching it. I thought it said it was prorogue, and I'm not even sure if that's how you pronounce it, but where you know it was interesting watching it. No commentary, so I'm just listening to it, and it was the House of Lords, and it was just I was confused. And they were speaking French in some parts, which I thought, of course, without any context, I was a little taken back by that. But I love the tradition of it. I don't understand it, but I love the tradition of it. I just think that's kind of neat. But yeah, one of these days I'm going to have to, before the election, have to really kind of do a video on what typically each party stands for, and how the process of all this works, because it's a little confusing to me. Anyway, let's see. We move on. Edge, 3 ways I read. President, blah, blah, blah. That was pretty nutty. I must admit I was happy to see that the guy crashed. And so it'll be interesting to see what they're right, what what rises. I mean, the Ayatollah is the main guy, and that guy never leaves. He never travels outside of probably Tehran, I imagine. So you'll never hear a story of him, but he's pretty old, so he might be coming to his end as well. It'll be interesting to see how and what and who kind of rise up in Iran. It's the people they have now. They're fools. Love me some Jeremy Clarkson. He's he puts opinion pieces in, and he's very opinionated. Know why this is great. Know why your phone and front door work. They weren't made by the government. That's so true. So true. The government always has a way to screw things up. It's like, just stay out of it. Let's see here. Legendary band release. This I know of already. They're talking about the band Sublime, which was a popular band when I was a kid. Late 80s, 90s, mainly 90s. And the lead singer passed away in 96 of a drug overdose. And ironically enough, he was supposed to play Ventura, and his band were supposed to play the next night that he, in fact, we were all going. And to add on to that irony, the band that now has that guy's son, who's only 11 months old or something when he OD'd, is playing here in Ventura in August for our fair. And still a lot of people here in town love him. What do we hear? Death Plunge, Chilling Tales, Selfless. Cosmonaut fell from space after volunteer for Susan to save best friend. Sounds like an interesting story. But maybe for another time. Mini break, tiny UK campsites that cost from. Oh, that's kind of cool. These inexpensive campsites can accommodate tents, caravans, and motorhomes. That's cool. Get people out to see the countryside. I like it. I'm with it. That's just still bagging on Harry. But he was lost 500,000 sons, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he's an idiot. That's why. Don't care. Sales of British Dinner Time Classic Sora Tesco sells 1 million extra packs. Sales of British Dinner Time Classic. What could that be? Sales of Dinner Time Classic. I will say Tesco sells 1 million extra packs. I'm going to say Yorkshire pudding. We're going to find out right here. Okay, what is it? A sale of fresh mashed potatoes. That's it? That's fresh mashed potatoes. That's the Dinner Time Classic. I mean, that's a Dinner Time Classic here as well. Love me some mashed potatoes, for sure. Failure to launch inside the collapse of Disney's $300 million Star Wars hotel, where a 2-night voyage on fake spaceship costs up to $20,000. And you wonder, with the way inflation is and how bad prices have been here, you wonder, it's like, who can afford? I mean, seriously, the guy who created Star Wars can't afford that. It's insane. Super Size Me director dies. Oh no, it's Morgan Spurlock. Oh, that's terrible. That's somebody texting me, I'm sure, on something here. K-pop, don't care. Yeah, see, it's just a lot of don't care, more celebrity stuff. Yeah, it's just, yeah, I'll tell you right now that The Sun is not something I would regularly view. It's just a lot of showbiz, celebrity stuff, a lot of sensationalistic, tabloidy stuff. So I think I answered my own question, really. Even their health page is very tabloidy, their health section. AI has mastered deception as scientists warn they've learned to manipulate. Oh, God. Don't want, and that is the end. Yeah, not really a news site I would go to at all. Out of all the ones that I've seen, this is probably my least favorite so far. And I didn't even tab through all the different sections. We just stayed with the front that's going to give you a highlight of each. And it just, yeah, they're really, and I'm sure it's popular with a lot of people who are interested in celebrities and the royals and gossip and like dirty secret type stuff. It's sad. If any of you know what happened to the pilot, please let me know. But I'm fearing the worst. And it's a shame. it's here we are 80 years later, and technically the war is still killing people. It's awful, but God bless that pilot and his family, and I'm just bummed out, really bummed out. But yeah, this paper, this news site, isn't really newsy to me. So let me know what you think. Uh, Drop me a line. What's the next one I should check out? You have a lot. I do notice that there are a lot, which you, for choice, you guys are sitting pretty when it comes to that sort of thing. But for sure. All right, everyone. Happy, happy, happy. Please have a happy, happy, happy day. And I also hope you're healthy and safe too. We'll see you tomorrow for the live stream, hopefully. It's around 5 o'clock, I believe, your time. I think. Double check. And it's 7 a.m. in the morning for me. But I'll be there. I'll be there. Have a great day, everyone. And we'll talk to you hopefully tomorrow.